Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So today, I was actually going to do a blue or green look to be fair, but I was scrolling on Instagram, as I do, and I noticed that Trend Mood had posted something new from Pat McGrath, and I thought, ooh, palette. Hey, look, I know. And I almost bit. I did. I almost was thinking. And then I looked at it and I thought, that looks familiar. And then I saw the name of it and I thought, that sounds familiar. And then I was like, let me check, Because we all know that these brands love to take a theme, slap it on new packaging, and not, we just don't know whether it's new or not. It's up to us to figure it out, right? So some brands do say, though, I'll give them credit, some brands do say it. But for the most part, this is what they do, especially for Lunar New Year, without a doubt. Now, this year's the Year of the Dragon. How cool is that? I think that's pretty cool to see a dragon and stuff. Now, that'd be pretty cool. But with that said, Pat McGrath is launching something for the Year of the Dragon, and it is the Bronze Borealis. I hope I'm saying that right. And it looks like this, the picture. So it's a pretty box. I don't remember what my box looked like though. To be fair, I don't remember. But my packaging is not gold. Okay, it is black as her normal quads are. Now, it's $62 for this. Now, did you get this when this launched? Have you gotten it? This could have launched over and over for all I know. I picked it up right on launch day, of course. Now, this is what it looks like in hand. This is the look we're going to create. So there's one matte and 3 metallic shades in here. I will say this isn't my favorite, and I don't even think, like, if I look outside the box, like, realistically, like, what even if is it unique to our color stories, is it like something you could do every day, something like that, this still isn't my favorite. It would probably be in my top 5 of her quads, but not my number 1 by no means. But it still is a very pretty palette. This is the look we're going to create today. I enjoy the look. I think it is pretty, but let's get started. So I ended up doing this just in case you didn't know that this is just a relaunch. It's not something completely new. And B, if you are interested in it and you don't have it, you get to see a look done with it. So with that said, let's get into that. The rest of my face, I'm wearing Charlotte Tilbury in Light Wonder. Concealer is oh, my NYX. I was trying this out again. The Bear With Me concealer. I really like this concealer. I don't know what other people think about this, but I kind of like it. It's not full coverage. It's more like light, maybe medium, but it's so thin. It's just really nice. Not my favorite, but it is my favorite for a drugstore, though. I will say that. I think that is my favorite for a drugstore. But with that said, for bronzer, I am wearing the Bronze Dawn by Pat McGrath. For blush and highlighter, I pulled that bad boy back out again. And I'm wearing the same one, same 2 again. Okay. So I am wearing the Champagne Venus highlighter and the Budding Romance blush. So that highlighter, this blush. And that's everything on the face. Powder. I use the Lunar Beauty, but I only put it under my eyes. My T-zone, basically. That's all I set. Now, yesterday, I don't know if you caught yesterday's video. I used pretty much all cream products, except for eyeshadow. But anyway, I used all cream products. That lasted all day. And that was the Natasha Denona palette, the blush and the highlighter. And that blush lasted all day. And the Tarte bronzer that I used lasted all day. So I would say that I probably wore it for about 8 to 10 hours. I know I wore it for at least 8, but I know I didn't wear it for more than 10. but it still held up all day. Color, pigment, everything. It did not break down. It is winter. It's I didn't really get like I worked around the house. I didn't get like sweaty, so wear time, you know what I mean? I think it could I still think it would hold up in the winter with my skin type. I have normal pretty much. Sometimes it gets a little oily, sometimes it gets a little dry. That's why I just say it's normal. But I think the creams held up really well, and I'm kind of curious on that because I don't mess with a lot of creams, but I am curious on if they would hold on my skin because I do think there's something to be said about them that look very natural, at least on my skin type tone, however you want to look at it, aging skin, whatever. I am 44 this year, just turned it, so I don't have young flawless skin. I have wrinkles, and it held up pretty good. It really did. So, and I'm trying not to use as much powder, thinking that maybe that's where I go wrong a lot of the times, and it emphasizes wrinkles, maybe not texture, but wrinkles more so than it should. Just a thought. Don't know if it's true. Just my opinion and what I'm noticing out of my own skin. But yeah, so I'm really paying attention to these things. But let's get started. The first shade we're going to go into is this matte right here. I believe it is called Mink Dusk. So, like I said, this palette does go for $62. It is supposed to launch on the Pat McGrath website and at Sephora. There's not been a date of release yet, but you may already have this in your collection. I do think this is a cute palette for summer, really. I mean, I guess fall and summer. I mean, maybe winter too. There's just, there's not a lot of versatility to this palette. I do like the matte she went with because you can go in with a light hand or you can really build the matte up. So you can make it look like there's more than just like one shade in the palette because it blends so beautifully. But at the end of the day, it is only one matte. I do kind of prefer to see two mattes in a palette, to be fair. If it's a 4-pan, like 2 mattes, 2 metallics, something like that, to be fair. It doesn't have to be, but it's what I like to see. So, but overall, the palette is a cute little palette. I kind of see it more for evening looks, personally. But I guess you could wear it whenever you want to. But just me personally, I kind of see it more for, like I said, evenings, date night, something like that. It's a easy palette to maneuver. You're not going to sit there and question it too much. There's only one matte, so you kind of know what you're dealing with. You go in with a light hand and just darken if you want, depending on how much depth you want out here in this outer corner. So I guess in that aspect of it, it makes it easy. And then, of course, whatever lid shade you'd want in whatever inner corner, however you want to do that. But that's up to you. But the matte itself is pretty. It blends beautifully. It builds beautifully on top of itself. I'm using the MAC Painterly Paint Pot today, in the Painterly one. I was going to grab for the soft ochre, but I picked up the wrong one. I usually wear soft ochre or Painterly though. Alright, so you can see that, you can really build the color up and then sheer it out if you want. So, completely up to you. You can bring your bronzer into the look if you want it. It's completely, everything is just up to you. We're going to take that same shade and run it under the lower lash line here. I'm not denying this isn't a pretty palette because it most certainly is. I don't know if at 62, I'm not rebuying it just because it's in gold packaging. I'm just not going to do that. I don't think I would have ever did that, but there is a possibility of it. I won't lie. Because I will say that when Pat McGrath launched the Motherships, what was it? Was it 607 or 7 and 8 in that hot pink? I had already had one of them in the black, and I was really tempted to get it in the pink. I did not. I was so proud of myself. I didn't. And I actually ended up just sticking with the black packaging anyway, because I kind of like it. I mean, I like the pink too, but I kind of just, it all looks nice together with the black packaging, since that's what most of them are. So I just stuck with that. I didn't rebuy them or anything, which is a good thing considering I'll never use not one of them completely up. I don't care what the circumstances are. I know I will never hit pan in none of them because I have 11 of them. And I have more than that. That'd be like me saying I was going to hit pan in a Natasha Denona palette. There's just no way. But I will say that these quads, I guess they're nice if you're traveling, maybe. I don't know. I mean, this is a pretty color story, but it's nothing that's not new to the market, okay? So if you again, please, please, please check your palettes. You very well could have this palette. All right, now we're going to take the shade, I think it is called Sienna Rose, which is this one here. We're going to pick it up. I'm not laying anything down or spraying it, and we're just going to pop it all over the lid. This is a really pretty color. I don't think it's necessarily like a one and done, but maybe if you were going for that sort of shade, it could be. It could be, maybe. I don't know. It's up to you on that one. I don't think I would use it as a one and done. I think it's just a little bit too dark for me for that. It's like right on the line of being too dark, even for my liking on my lid. But I can make it work. Like, I'm comfortable enough in it. And it's a pretty shade too. It really is. And the metallics do lay nice on my lid, like through my creases and stuff. It doesn't necessarily blur them as some shadows may, but it's not like emphasizing the lines on my lids either. Just so you know. Alright. Then we're going to go into the shade Lunar Legend, which is this one right here. And I'm going to put it for my inner corner. And again, this is really bordering on being a little bit even too dark for my inner corner, I think. I think it works. But I do think it is just a tad, just bordering on, being too dark. If I was just a little bit lighter, I don't think this would work, in my opinion. Maybe. But, just my opinion. We all have them, so take it with a grain of salt. If it works for you, that's great. But in my opinion, or my liking, if I go down a shade, that's not really going to work for me for an inner corner. So then I decided, well, I used 3 of the 4. So I ended up taking the Cyber Bronze, this last shade right here, and I picked it up on my little liner brush. I don't know what I was trying to do, but I lined my lash line at the bottom with it, pushing it in. I thought maybe, my thinking behind this is maybe, just maybe, it might pick up like light hitting my face or something and do something. But I don't think it's doing much of anything, to be fair. Maybe it would if a light was directly like at me, but as it is not, it's not really doing much. But since I did it to that lash line, I'm just going to go ahead and do it to this one, just to make them both, the same. And again, instead of using the lid shade I did use, you could use this shade on your lid. You could use the inner corner shade I use on your lid. Like, it's just whatever one you're looking to use. Just know that the matte is like a rosy toned matte. It is buildable as far as depth, though. I mean, it's pretty simple of a look, you know what I mean? And for $62, I'm not going to say you need this palette. So after I did that and I realized it didn't do much, what I thought I would do is, if you can see the difference from this eye to this eye, let me shut both my eyes. What I did was picked up that bronze, Cyber Bronze, and you know what I did. I picked it a little bit up on my finger and then just tapped it in the middle of my lid like that, just so you can see the shade. I don't think if I was to use this palette again, I wouldn't do that. Just to be fair, I wouldn't. I'd have kept it as it was. I think it looked better for me, but again, everyone is different, so everybody wants different things. The only thing I didn't do that I am going to do right now is, well, I'll just use this mirror. These little quads do have a nice little mirror in them. I did not put my Fake Awake on my waterline, so I am going to run that on my waterline real quick. And then apply mascara. I mean, personally, if you already have this, no, do not buy this because it's in gold packaging. Don't do it. Save your money. Please don't. But B, say you don't have it at all. Either A, wait for a sale, because I promise you, Pat Mcgrath will have a sale. Or even at that, I don't necessarily think you're missing much, to be fair. I'm going to use the Sephora Big by Definition mascara for the top lashes. I don't think you're missing anything if you do not get this palette at the same time. On the flip side of that, if you don't already own it and you were thinking about it, I mean, the gold packaging is cute. I'll give it that. And the box is pretty. But if you don't keep the boxes or store the boxes or display the boxes, I mean, the boxes ain't gonna make no difference at all as far as that goes. So that's neither here nor there, really. But it is pretty at the same time. But it's kind of just up to you and what you want and like. But because it is the year of the dragon, I am curious to see what the packaging will be like for the Lunar New Year. What people's, stuff will look like. Okay. Kind of like this mascara too. Ow. It's not like my favorite, but it is a nice mascara. I messed up, but we all know how that goes with me. I am always messing up with mascara. It would not be a completed look if I didn't mess up somewhere. We all know that. So my kids went back to school today. Fun time. But other than that, I've had both my grandkids here, so it's been a little bit more quiet today. I'm going to use the Cali Ray on the lower lashes. And then I will clean up the mess I made in my outer corner. And then we're done with today's look. And then for the, for my lip liner, I use the Tarte lip liner in honeysuckle and the lip, Maracuja Juicy Lip in honeysuckle. I still say that was a nice palette too. Alright, so I gotta let that dry and then I'll get that off. I think that's everything then. Pretty sure. We'll look at this side. We'll ignore this side. We'll look at this side. I mean, it is a very pretty look. But I wouldn't run out and buy it. If it goes on sale and it's your color story, maybe think about it. But $62 is a lot of money for 4 shades. And for, well, I guess you got to pay an additional $62 almost to get our full palette. But you also get 6 more shades. I don't know. That's a personal call, I guess, really. But like I said, neither here nor there. Trust me on that one. It's pretty, but you're not going to lose sleep if you don't get it. But I do think it is an easy palette to work with. I don't think you're going to get that many looks out of it. Obviously, it's 4 shades, but that is what it is there. I'm trying to get that off. I love the faces I have to make in order to clean up messes. Like, I won't take away from it being pretty. I know I keep saying this. I hate to not recommend Pat McGrath. Like, it hurts me. It does. Because I love this brand so much. It's like Natasha Denona. I love that brand so much. I'm just going to take that matte and run it along the lower lash line again to help cover the mistake that I made with mascara. Because we all know that I make the mistakes with mascara all the time. I would say really, I mean, I like these metallic shades, but really the best thing about this palette is that matte. Reason being is that you can build it or shear it out if you wanted to, depending on whatever brush you use or how heavy of a hand you go into, to make it look like there's more of a gradient effect. But that is all I have for you today. I hope you liked this video. I've done other looks with these palettes. You can check them out if you'd like. I just really do not like it when they re-release something in different packaging. I really don't like that. I feel like you're trying to take advantage of a holiday that may or may not even make sense for that company, but yet you're doing it in a lazy way too. Because like, I could easily see Pat McGrath. It's a dragon. I mean, she has phenomenal metallic shades. I mean, the blue in her, is that the first one? You got the green that's in the second one. Okay, the third one, I'm pretty sure you got like a pinky purpley, like dragon scales even. Like, any number of things she could have done for this one, you know? Like, I really thought when I seen Pat McGrath Lunar Year collection, I was like, oh, you're the dragon. Oh, yeah, you know? This was not it. Now, if I'm looking at it from an everyday use, I guess, yeah. But where's the fun in that? Like, we want fun. We have enough of your everyday. The last 5 palettes have been that. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating. The last 4. Yeah, the last 4. Maybe even 5. Because Midnight Sun, It could be every day too, but we'll skip that one. We'll say the last four. But anyway, that's all I have for you today. I hope this video helped in some way. If it did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all that way you're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday unless there's a new launch. And I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.